video. Today we're going to go in Subnautica, but in free again because I don't want to starve. Yep. And if you're wondering what I'm about, don't click on the 30-second one, because that's the one where I had to come off before doing it. And anyway, let's hop into it. This is not going to be a 24-hour video. We're going to try to beat this game. Within 3 hours or 2. There was a real streamer, had normal typical gamer streaming for 4 hours. Or 3 minutes, 3 hours for 54 minutes. Anyway, let's get into it. So, this is not my first time playing, but if you haven't played, then it'll be an experience for you. Or if I find something that I never knew about, like the lava zone, then it'd be an experience for both of us. Anyway, let's hop right into it. So we're just gonna go to the map, because that's when I can say hop right into it. So the first thing I saw, or you're going to see, so the first thing I saw was me panicking of my escape pod. 2, 1. Because I realised that it was, I think we're in space and that ship just exploded. And then suddenly I get knocked out by this piece of metal. Which knocks me out. And then suddenly when I wake up again, my whole escape pod was on fire. Yeah, that was a big issue. Come on, you goddamn chair open. So as soon as I got out of my escape pod, you could not escape until you clear this. So what I thought is I put all the fire out and opened my PDA and booted emergency mode. After booting this mode, we will get our PDA and our inventory.
Has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world.
Gosh, an alien world.
Data bank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
We don't do anything yet. We just need to scan this stuff, but we're gonna go get a scanner. So as soon as I hopped out of this, all I saw was everything. Literally everything. So we're just going to put this in our backpack and now we're going to go diving for the first time. First we need a battery, so we need some acid mushrooms and some copper when we find some limestone. And there's the gasopod. If you don't know, there's going to be a boomer fish down here. So I went down to the limestone. I got the titanium and it instantly swam back to surface. Because I was starting to drown, so I had to jump up and get oxygen ASAP. Turns out there wasn't boomer fish yet, so I just wanted to get that quartz. I just went down for the quartz. The limestone, got some copper. I got some more titanium and swam instantly back to surface. And also get killed by the gasopod. So we respawn at our escape pod with not everything, but we lost some belongings. And we lost our titanium. So we had to go back into the ocean and get some more resources. Sea gliders right underneath us. But we don't have the scanner. So I instantly got the acid mushrooms. And checked over this cargo bay. There was another sea glide fragment. So right off the bat I could get the sea glider's ingredients. And over here was another sea glider, but I'm basically gonna already have one. So let's break this limestone and see it hopefully get titanium. We got copper again. Not what I was looking for. There might be a boom fish. Got it from Socks, by the way. Go shout out to him, he's from America. I'm not sure what country he's from, but he's a YouTuber who also played this game. We've got table cobble, but we need a knife to get this resource. Don't want to go down there. So we're just going to go straight up and get our oxygen back. I'm not going to go down there just yet because there might be a boom fish. There might be a fish that literally explodes. Yep, there's a one right there. So what I did is I angered him and swam straight up. And didn't take the damage, which I was quite lucky. So what I did is I broke the limestone thing and I took the cave sulfur from the egg. And searched this ground to find some more. But I didn't really have to because I found some metal salvage which gives you titanium on its own. So I got the metal salvage and swam back up to surface. When I went straight up though because I was gonna start drowning. So I looked at the direction my escape pod was in. So I started swimming in that direction and started making the scanner to scan those sea glide fragments, and also scan the third one to get more materials, and also go over here to just check what's in there. It's another sea glide. So let's go up to the escape pod and go ahead and craft our scanner. So let's board the escape pod, use the fabricator, go to tools. We can make some flares for the cave sulfur, but I don't want to do that. I can make a copper wire. We're gonna make a battery and the copper wire just for later. And some titanium, 4 titanium. We got a lot of titanium, and then obviously in electronics we can make a power cell now, but we need silicon rubber for that. Next we're going to go to personal and make ourselves the scanner. Then we went to equipment and gave ourselves a higher oxygen tank. And deployables. You couldn't get a sea glide yet. So we got our scanner and exited the escape pod and did one self-scan before scanning those fragments. So I started swimming across, looking for these fragments. One was there, and don't know where the other 2 went, but yeah. It was around there somewhere. So, scanning the sea glide fragment. Scan the metal salvage, because why not? And take it. And scan this coal tube, because why not? And obviously take another journey back to get some more air, jump back into the ocean, and get our hands on it. We just broke some more limestone and salvage whilst swimming around, not finding the fragments. But then I found a bit more metal salvage, so I picked that up and went back up to the escape pod to get some more titanium. So I swam back up to the escape pod, used the fabricator. We need some glass, some silver ore, and standard O2 tank. So yeah. So we're just gonna go to resources and get ourselves a bunch of titanium. Because we have so much now. But I don't think we're gonna have enough inventory space. No, we are, maybe. We're just gonna stack ourselves up on titanium. Put it into our storage. We've got a lot of titanium, so let's put that, all of the titanium in here with the copper wire and the acid mushroom. And now we're going to go to a journey over to the creep vine. If I see one creep vine, so I think the creep vines are going to be over here. Yep, you can see the little black vines. You can see the seeds. So hopefully Karen the Stalker will not mind us taking one of their seeds. Take these seed clusters. Get a lot of these. As soon as we're gonna just scan this creep vine, because we need to know about this creep vine. And then before drowning, we instantly swam back to our escape pod, because we had enough oxygen to get back there. We only had 6 seconds of oxygen left, but I made it just under 3 seconds. Making it back to my escape pod, we needed silicon rubber, but we instantly made that with our thing. We're gonna get a bunch of silicon rubber. We're gonna get some lubricant as well, because we need lubricant to make ourselves the sea glide. We're gonna stack ourselves up on the silicon, because I think I grabbed so much. We will need some lubricant. We need 2 bottles of lubricant exactly. Making some more silicon rubber. Then we needed titanium. But we only needed 1, so what I did is I just grabbed 1 titanium piece and got ourselves the repair tool. And we repaired our ship so that we can finally see in it. Repairing the escape pod, we also repaired the radio. So now,
radio online. This is Aurora. Distress signal received. Rescue operation will be dispatched to your location in 9 hours. Continue to monitor for emergency transmissions from other life pods.
okay, that's terrifying.
Detecting increased local radiation levels.
So we can also get our fins now.
Consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core.
So we equipped our fins. and got
The fabricator draws from available data to provide environment.
it was night time, so I kind of didn't want to go in the ocean right now.
For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden.
And I didn't even have leftover quartz. So I couldn't make the glass for a flashlight. But I also needed a battery for the flashlight. And what I did is I just took all of the water and nutrient blocks and just absorbed it all because we don't need it. Oh, I couldn't absorb it because I was on this. So yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is in the morning in Subnautica, we're going to look for some more fragments. Because if I go into my PDA, we've got lubricant, disinfected water, which we need bleach. We already know what the filtered water is. It's the blubberfish. But then in the morning we're going to try to find a cave with quartz, and we could start making ourselves a habitat builder. But we needed a computer chip, a wiring kit, and a battery for that. So I got my acid mushroom and copper wire out. And went to electronics to get the wiring kit. We actually only needed silver ore. But the bad thing is we need that for our habitat builder. So I put the copper wire back in and then kept the acid mushroom for a battery when we found some more copper. I looked up. I just went straight for the ocean. It was going to be in morning now. So I got this acid mushroom and turned it into a battery. I used the fabricator. We couldn't turn it into a battery just yet though because we needed copper. Swimming faster makes it easier. You don't need to scan any of this, but I guess we can. So then I found this crate with nothing in it. And then I looked down here and just started scanning fish. What's going on? And once I scanned the blubberfish, there was this rock in the way. I could still get in the cave though. But the baddest thing happened to me. I got attacked by 2 Hoverfish that explodes. So I wasn't ready for that. I looked back in the cave, but I didn't go out for eggs. So I got the copper. I swam around here to find the entrance to that cave. An oxygen break. I got an oxygen break. It's going good, Dad. So when I found the entrance to the cave, I was kind of haunted because I knew those fish would attack me again. I found quartz laying on the ground. So I just went for it. And the boomer fish wasn't attacking me. So I managed to grab 3 quartz and then I headed out back to my ship. Well, my base. Dad, I didn't get this game for the money, Dad. This game was actually free. I got it when it was free, Dad. Oh, I can scan these plates. Why not learn about them? So, I went back to my base. Just doing dolphin dives. And went to my settings on the broadcast. And did that, so yeah. Dad, this isn't a new game. I've had this for like a while now. So anyway, I went back to my escape pod and well, went in. So I got the battery and then got the glass. And then I could make the flashlight so I wouldn't get haunted when it's nighttime. So what I did is I got the scanner to see if I found any more fragments. I couldn't scan this egg. I just took it in case I found an alien containment, but when I looked at my inventory, it was a small egg, so I kept it. I was looking around and I found quite a lot of fish, but I didn't seem to find any fish that explode in this. So I went in and found some eggs, but I didn't want to pick them up, so I left them behind. I explored more of the cave. I just got my flashlight out, just in case there was some of those fish. So I got the titanium. There was no fish in this cave, so I just got the resources and swam instantly back to surface before I drowned to death. I sat in surface till I got maximum oxygen, then I went back down. I found some grapevine on my way. But then there was the cannons, I like to call them, because they keep on attacking you. So we just grabbed a bit more seeds and went back home, because I knew if I didn't leave this place, I would have got bit by these annoying people. I'm also I don't need salt deposit right now, but I never do, because I don't need hunger in this game, in this mode. So I just took a break at this brain call and got my oxygen back.
"30 seconds.
So I drank some oxygen. I don't know how that's worked, but I took the copper and went back to base. Because I knew if I stayed down there for too long, I would have got bit by those stalkers. So I went back to base and got a radio call. When I was back base though, I wanted to make a knife. So I made a knife so I could get some more ingredients. And I also made a bit more silicone rubber, and just in case I had to, a bit more lubricant. And then I could get some more equipment, but I only could get fins. Then I could only fit one creep vine in my chest. So I played the radio message and see what something's up.
This is Life Pod 3, uploading our coordinates. We're plugging some holes in our emergency sea glide, so if we're late for the rendezvous, don't panic. Also, don't go home without us. Seriously. 3 out.
So now we can get a sea glide. But I just might want to get one more piece of lubricant and some more silicone rubber. Why? Because I'm going to need it eventually. So what I did is I went straight to the place with the sea glide. I just started swimming there. We also have a weapon, so we could get some creep vine. But Mr. Cavern the Stalker over here tried to bite me. So I had to swim away. He was really trying to attack me. So I went straight back to my escape pod. And hopefully he wasn't cheaper and chasing me. And good news, he didn't. So what I did is I went over to some creep vine away from the stalkers and started chopping up the creep vine. I could get these samples now. I got 5 so I could make a Pathfinder tool. So, and then what I did is I went straight to the life pod. I swam on the surface though, so none of the stalkers witnessed something. So, when I went under, there was just gasopods in this location. This is where the life pod was. So I just got my scanner out ready, and then when I was right above the life pod, I dived down into the life pod and found myself a sea glide fragment. So I scanned the sea glide fragment and I got the blueprint. I went inside, found the abandoned PDA, and got a compass. There wasn't really anything else here though, so I kind of went back to surface. Before I did, I just wanted to see if there's any resources around. There was none. So I instantly went back up to surface and straight back to the life pod. So we was doing good in this survival world so far. We got some quartz, some silver. We didn't get silver yet, but it looks like we got silver because we've got metal all over these things. So I went back to my life pod and, well, what do you know? Got inside of the life pod and started to, well, craft. I didn't get a radio call yet. So a Pathfinder tool, we need creep vine. The compass, we need a wiring kit. We can get some fibre mesh now. We're gonna craft 2 fibre mesh. So I got some fibre mesh for the radiation suit for when it explodes. well, the ship explodes. I needed silver ore for the wiring kit. And for tools, I could finally get a first aid, but I didn't want to waste my fiber mesh. In deployables, I could make the Sea Glide, but we needed copper wire, which I do have, and a battery. So we could make the Sea Glider right off the bat. So what I did is I took the copper right into my inventory. I couldn't make some more glass, but what I did is I exited and just got 2 more acidic mushrooms and made ourselves a battery. Then, just like that, we could craft the Sea Glide. So then I crafted the Sea Glider. So then, what I did is I opened my PDA and got it out. Fortunately though, this game isn't like PC, I had to literally get my whole inventory back. So now with the Sea Glide, I could zoom around in the water. But first, when I took the Sea Glide, I started swimming around with it and see how fun it was. It was very fun. Flying around with a Lamborghini literally in your back pocket. We got a couple more samples though. And we took this metal salvage and used the portable Lamborghini to get back to base. Because I knew if I just carry on, like the flashlight has to use power, so if I keep this flashlight on, it'll start losing power. So I turned it off and self-scanned it again, and he said I was normal, so that was good. So I got some basic materials. I got some titanium and a bit more fiber mesh. Deployables, we could make a waterproof locker. And we could make quite a decent amount of equipment now. We needed some glass, some silver ore, and then we could get 135 oxygen. And we need, and the other thing is, we're gonna start diving. As soon as I exited though, we got a distress call. So let's play it.
This is Ozzy from the cafeteria. What the hell, guys? They didn't warn us this might happen. Our pod was almost crushed by the Seamoth Bay on the way down. Now we're hanging on the edge of a cave system, and this grim-looking snake thing's trying to eat through the hull. Come get us already.
Signal location.
So I think this is, they said they're under attack. So in the morning in Subnautica, I instantly went for that life pod. Because I think this is where we can get a Seamoth fragment. I opened my medkit fabricator, so I just got a medkit just in case. I checked my storage. I put a bit more titanium in there. I got all the food and dumped it because we didn't need it. And we also put a creep vine sample in there. So now that was fully full. We exited our escape pod and dumped this stuff. We dumped the flares because we didn't need it. We might need the flares, so what I did is I instantly picked the flares back up. So I just dumped it instantly because I didn't want it. As soon as we got up in this game, we were just sitting in our life pod dancing around. And yeah. But unfortunately, this game is about going deeper, so I had to go to the lava zone to complete it. I do not want to summon the developer menu though, because if I do, then I will not get trophies. The aurora might explode. So while waiting for it to be morning in Subnautica, I just kind of, took a break. I took a break and went downstairs. Just joking, no I didn't take a break. I just looked in the fabricator for what I might look for to build tomorrow in the game. We need to get some more copper wire, but we need just copper ore. And to get a computer chip we need table cobble, which I could easily get, but it was not morning yet. So what it is I took my flashlight and started searching the ocean. I didn't have to look for a while though, because all I had to do was just go to a side of a cave and just start slashing and bashing that bit. So what I did is I just stood on top of this brain cobble for a bit and looked around. I found some salt, but I didn't really need it. So, as I said, I would just stand on this thing for a while. But then I found this metal salvage. So I picked it up and then just standed back on the green cobble. You do not want to knife this rain cobble because it gives you oxygen. You can mine this rain cobble to make some seeds with it. More outward. So just camping. But it's it's starting to be morning. I couldn't really tell because I had my flashlight out for the whole time. Okay. So, I eventually just waited. I found a hoverfish, which I scanned, because I wanted to know about this fish. And whatever this is. It's a shuttle bug, so I just stood on marine coral to see what it's about. It's a common scavenger at the base of the food chain. It's small enough to be a little threat. This creature is adapted to feed on the waste product, but when drifting, it felt. Look, why does it feel? Why does it just stick to the wall? I mean, we have bladderfish, which these give you water, and then you have hoverfish, which is just food. You can get a cooked bladderfish as well. We need to go to the wreckage though. So I took my sea glide and went to the life pod that was all the way over here. If you thought it was stupid, it was kind of smart if you ask me. So I just swam over to this life pod, hopefully with nothing on my way attacking. There there was nothing attacking it. So, since I'm about to go 90 meters down,
Nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown
I instantly went up to get some oxygen. And then I swam back down immediately to see if there was anything here. And yes, there was a fragment of a sea moth. So I instantly scanned this fragment. Turns out we needed 3 fragments for this. So I instantly went in, got the PDA, searched with my flashlight to see if there was anything else in here. There was nothing really. So I instantly got out and just started swimming with my sea glide again. But I didn't stop there though, because I could get these cobble shell plates. No I didn't, no I couldn't. So over to the reef-back Leviathan. I just quickly scanned him before they had to go to the top of the ocean again. Because I kind of wanted to know about this giant guy. I mean, look how cute he is. He's just an island on top of a fish. And there's brain cobble on these guys, I think. Yeah, there's brain cobble on these guys. So I just started absorbing the brain cobble these guys produce. But I couldn't really keep up with the fish, so I instantly swam up and got some oxygen. Whilst over here, I was 500 meters away from my escape pod. So I kind of found an abandoned ship and explored that. When I was in this ship,
oxygen efficiency decreased.
I couldn't find anything other than this box that was closed. I got some quartz and found another sea moth fragment.
30 seconds.
So I scanned this sea moth fragment and I found a bioreactor fragment on the way. So I scanned this. But I instantly used my sea glider to get straight up to the surface before drowning again. I had 2 seconds of oxygen left. Lucky enough, the sea glide saved me. So I instantly swam back down, do this, and started scanning again. So I went to the scanner tool and looked for some. But guess what? I was in luck. I found another sea moth fragment, which meant I could make this as my first vehicle. I scanned the fragment. I got some metal salvage that I couldn't pick up though. But I checked these cargo boxes before I had to go back to the surface. There's a scanner room fragment. I definitely scanned this before going up to the surface. I couldn't find anything in this big box though, so I had to instantly go back up before drowning. But fortunately, I drowned. And guess what? There's some bad news. I checked my inventory to check if I lost any items. I didn't lose any items. But I didn't lose any tools. Now I hope I didn't lose any tools. So when I was respawning, as soon as I respawned, I didn't lose any tools. But I lost kind of a bit, not really, I didn't lose anything. To be honest, but now I'm back here. So I used my fabricator and just started making some more titanium. I have the sea moth thing now. But we still needed to get the mobile vehicle bay, which we need to scan. And for tools, we still needed to get the habitat builder. Which we couldn't get. So I lost my med kit when I was out there. I lost one though. I'm not sure if I had two. I got another med kit. I opened my storage and I couldn't put anything else in there because, like I said, I filled it up. But when I looked outside though, the ship was still okay. Turns out I couldn't tell how much minutes I was in. I think I was in this for like an hour so far. I'm not so sure, but anyway, the ship hadn't exploded yet. So I kind of dived back into the water and started looking for some more resources. But as soon as I said that, I found some table cobble. So I started mining this table cobble. I could get these samples. I kind of grabbed a bunch though. I also scanned the table cobble, just so I know what it's for. I just kind of kept on picking up these samples though. I got a bunch of these samples, but then my inventory was full of the samples. So I instantly went back to base and went into base and then used my fabricator. I made some waterproof lockers. Because I kinda needed some storage. So what I stored in here, I stored my table cobble samples in here. But I took 3 cobble samples and stored the rest in that locker. So what did I need for the wiring kit? For the computer chip, I needed gold and copper wire. And we haven't discovered gold yet. So I instantly went outside. I edited the name and just called it chest, because it's kind of a chest. And also, that was I did. I called the locker chest. I formed some of these cobble tubes. I didn't want to hit these acid mushrooms though, because if you know, you hit an acid mushroom, you get stung. It does 7 damage or more every time you get stung by these. You could cut these bushes, but not these ones. You could cut these, but you won't get any seeds. You can cut blue palms to get the seeds, but my inventory was full, because I think these seeds are the big seeds. I only needed 1 cobble tube sample to actually discover stuff. These are the table cobble samples. I didn't need any right now. These are more table cobble, but it looks like it was dying. I suddenly found another cave and got my flashlight out, just in case I saw any more boomer fish. But I think I already looted this cave, because I didn't see a single boomer fish. But what I did see was some more quartz hiding on the roof of this cave. So I kind of looked in this giant tube. I didn't find a boomer fish. I found some more ores, but the bad news was I had to get out of there because I was lacking oxygen. The ship didn't blow up yet though. So I easily went back in this cave and started looking for some more. I got some more copper, some more quartz. I kind of got the whole quartz, as much quartz as possible, so I could make as much glass as possible. But then my inventory was full. So I went back up to I went back up to here.
Congratulations, survivor. You have exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure
So we can get the copper wires now. I just got some glass. I got 2 pieces of glass. And then I couldn't make another waterproof locker because I was lacking the titanium. Saying that, I have a bunch of titanium in my thing. I kind of just made some glass for now though. So I just kept on making glass. And in the electronics I made a copper wire. So then I could make. So then I went to personal tools. I couldn't make anything. I couldn't make the habitat builder. I needed a computer chip. The equipment though, I need a wiring kit for a compass. And I also need, I got a cold.
Warning. Local radiation readings suggest the aurora.
I need some gold for the computer chip.
Quantum detonation will occur within 2 hours.
I need some gold to make that. So I needed gold. I needed a gold, acid mushrooms, copper, and what else does it take? And a wiring kit, which means I'll also need some silver to make a habitat builder. I opened this, I saw how much titanium I had. I was full, basically. So I just kind of took 2 more titanium. Just in case I died, I placed some fiber mesh for my radiation suit. But I needed lead as well. So on the fabricator, I just deployed I got a waterproof locker. One in here. And then opened this, my inventory. And then dropped this locker. I edited the name to the chest again, and opens the storage. And this is where I saved the sample for the coral tube, some fiber mesh and some silicone rubber, and also some lubricant. Actually, I stored some glass in here with some more table coral samples. And it was night time, so I kind of didn't want to go out there. We didn't receive a stress call yet, but I was still normal because I think I didn't go into radiation area yet. I need to wait for the ship to explode. I think that's when I get my next call. But anyway, I think that's gonna be it for today's Subnautica video. If you enjoyed, hit like, but before we go, we're gonna listen to this call.
This is Avery Quinn, trading ship Sunbeam. Aurora, do you read? Over. Nothing but vacuum. These Altera ships. They run low on engine grease, send an SOS, you offer help, they don't pick up. Aurora, I'm out on the far side of the system. It's gonna take more than a week to reach your position. Do you still need our assistance? Over. I'll try them again tomorrow. Damn charter's gonna have us blowing our credits running errands for Altera. See what the long-range scans pick up in the meantime.
So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit like, and if you wanna stay tuned for the next episode on Subnautica, hit subscribe and the bell. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Well, what else can I say? Goodbye.